Welcome to Double Take. My name is Jigster, and this is everything you need to know about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Let's get started with what's different this year. In Modern Warfare 2019, we were introduced to some groundbreaking new mechanics, and I kid you not, by opening and closing doors and mounting around things, essentially making the game's design a much more slower, yet grounded experience. However, it seems Activision has tasked Treyarch, and apparently every other developer they have in their pocket, to create something with way more momentum. And speaking of momentum, have you seen the slide in this game? It's like the operators are buttering up their buns so they can slip and slide behind enemy lines. We're also seeing the reintroduction of wildcards, which can drastically alter your loadout, while best complementing your style of play. You'll also want to take extra care in regards to your attachments for your loadout, because movement options that were given in prior entries are now tied to certain attachments. Score streaks are also making a comeback, where you can earn things like spy planes, counter UAVs, and artillery strikes by obtaining points, not just kills. We're also being introduced to a plethora of new maps, and as always, it's crucial to understand the layouts of these maps as early as possible, while also planning ahead with your custom classes. Take Satellite, for example. The map features these long-distance engagements, while simultaneously having these closer encounter areas, where an SMG would be more favorable. If there's one key to this multiplayer, it's diversifying your classes for different situations. With time, you'll come to identify the high-traffic areas of each map, along with overwatch points that have a high tendency to be locked down. It's easy to forget with this game's momentum, but never blindly rush into places. It only gets you killed. If you're not being shot at, take the moment to take in all the information you can by checking your corners. It makes a world of difference. And if you find yourself being taken advantage of, be sure to make use of your tactical equipment. Stuns, grenades, C4, they're all here for a reason. Make use of them. It's also imperative to understand when to push forward and when to pull back. If you find yourself in an encounter that you're clearly losing, pull back from it. There's no reason why you need to give them the kill. Find a different angle and try again. Mounting may be gone, but this doesn't mean we can't use cover to our advantage. Always try and set yourself up as a smaller target. It never makes sense to always put yourself out in the open. Try falling into these habits. You'll notice the difference in your game. Progression is also unified between all the different modes, which is a nice change of pace. And much like Modern Warfare, we're also getting free seasonal content, starting with Nuketown 84 on November 24th, and much more. And speaking of much more, let's get into Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies.
Just a storm, Dick. Sit down.
Before we hop into everything new with Die Machina, I want to take just a moment to go into the origins of zombies. Oh yeah, Pac-Man. I'm not screwing with you. Pac-Man is the origins of zombies. It might not seem it, but the two are quite similar. At their core, they're primarily endless round-based games, with a singular goal of getting as high as you can. And the further you go, the harder it becomes. They also both share the same meta of being able to move around the map in specific patterns to manipulate AI, granting you the ability to safely move around obstacles and control the flow of the game. However, if you're not careful, you can very easily slip up and trap yourself, causing you to start over from round one, losing all of your progress, and having to grind all the way back up to the real fun part of the experience.
You wanna lick my boots, freak bag?
So we've all learned that the narrative is a continuation / soft reboot of the Aether storyline. where the Zombies cast will be colliding with the world of the campaign to put a stop to some shadowy organization from obtaining old World War II tech that could raise the undead. It's also been confirmed that Samantha Maxis is returning this time around to give us aid. And knowing what's canon is canon, we know that Samantha, as well as a child Edward, were the only ones to make it out of the original story. This is purely speculation, but I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the Easter egg that it's revealed a new version of Edward Reach-the-Fin is alive and kicking, while also being responsible for this new shadowy group bringing back the undead. I guess the mad Nazi evil scientist doesn't fall far from the mad Nazi science tree. Yep, that's a record I'm going with.
Whether you're playing solo or co-op, working to solve puzzles or unlock Easter eggs.
So Easter eggs are in fact coming back. And I, for one, am hoping for a more streamlined and accessible way to go about completing them. I think moving away from the large time investment in the RNG elements will do a lot to retain player engagement. I may also be completely alone on this, but I'd much prefer a system that didn't require me to visit an online guide to complete it. For the first time ever, we're going to be able to bring in our custom classes into zombies. And I know a lot of zombie purists are probably raising their pitchforks, but don't worry, you can bring in a pistol. I myself had tried this during the beta, and I gotta say, the 1911 sure as hell packs a punch. Look, I'm not here to brag or anything, but it's pretty damn good. We're also seeing the introduction of zombie-specific equipment. These can range from healing and damage buffs, bouncing betties, and invisibility cloaks that prevent you from being seen by zombies. These were implemented specifically to replace the strategic opportunities that Gobblegums introduced. Wall buys in the mystery box are now revamped to give you weapons with random attachments and rarity tiers. Classic and new wonder weapons are returning, along with the option to obtain kill streaks from the mystery box, such as war machines, sentry turrets, and even chopper gunners that give you invulnerability as you use them. Buildables like the zombie shield will not be making a return. Instead, we see the introduction of scrap and grenades dropped by dead zombies, which can be used to build things like monkey bombs, or damage mitigating armor plates that offer 360-degree cover. Perca-Colas are gladly making a return, this time with no set limit and the ability to upgrade them using a new material called
Atheum Crystals.
And if you're wondering how, you can earn these
Atheum Crystals.
No, I'm sorry. You can earn these
Atheum Crystals.
by like exfilling or like reaching high rounds. This is also going to be the first zombies experience we don't have a set crew for. We're going to be going in with our own operators of choice. This particularly bums me out because I'm going to miss the banter between having a set crew. If this clip is any indication, maybe operators will be a little bit more vocal and interactive with what's going on, but I doubt it will be to the extent of the old ones. And if this bums anybody else out, don't worry. I'm fairly certain this time next year, we'll be able to purchase each of the original crew individually for $15 to $20 a pop. On the more brighter side, we do have some good news. By looking into the Black Ops Cold War add-ons, we confirm the continuation of Dead Ops Arcade. And for those of you who don't know, Dead Ops Arcade is a tale as old as time. The soldier is relaxing with some much-needed personal time with his cock, when all of a sudden a cybernetically enhanced gorilla comes out of nowhere, and he says,
Hey bro, you're in the middle of a pack. What are you doing? This is weird.
So he fists the soldier into submission, and then grabbed his pecker and ran away. Completely cucked, the soldier goes on a relentless rampage with up to 4 co-op friends in twin-stick top-down and sometimes first-person action. Next, you may be doing a racing minigame, and I'm not too sure what's going on here, but I do know there will be a hell of a lot of loot to collect. So to you, Cosmic Silverback, I say, bring it on. You ain't touching my pecker again. We also have a new, more casual mode, and it's something we've been wanting for quite a long time. It's 2 players on multiplayer maps infested with zombies. This is made possible by a floating orb showed here and here that produces a ring around the map that moves after getting a set amount of kills. The longer you survive, boss zombies from Die Machina will start coming into the multiplayer maps to give you a harder time. I, for one, can't wait to survive the hordes using crossplay. What the
It
fuck?
also delivers a first for zombies, a fully
Thank you, PlayStation. This is exactly what everybody wanted. Let's bring up that full clip again.
It also delivers a first for zombies, a fully cross-play experience with progression systems that tie zombies to the battle pass.
It's just so annoying to see these practices with how hard they're also pushing crossplay. And I own a PlayStation. Play has no limits. Unless if you want to play crossplay with your friends. Play has no limits? You artificially made a limit, and you're trying to market it to us like a bonus. How about this? How about you fix the party system that you recently updated? It's a step back in every way imaginable, and now the menus run terribly. Alright, enough of this hissy fit. Our time's almost done. Let's talk about the campaign.
17, 0, 10, 2, 23, 1, 8, 11, 25, 22,
22.
9, 4,
6.5
12,
millimeter.
9, 23, 1, 12, 0, 12, 16,
11, 22.
6, 12, 8, 4, 1, 6, 2, 10, 2, 1.
Texas.
So far, the Black Ops campaigns have either been hit, miss, or non-existent, but I'm excited to see where they go with this one. I'm particularly excited to play through Reagan's War Crimes. All the trailers point to it being a blockbuster of an experience.
What the hell are you talking about? You know who we are?
Every mission we go on is illegal.
Fair point. Let's see if it's justifiable in taking out the new big bad Russian man in all of his horrible war crimes. And speaking about big bad Russian men, let's recall Dragovich's war crimes.
Try to fuck with my mind. You failed. You don't know anything. Tried to turn me against my own. Tried to make me kill my own president. Tried.
Wait a minute. How is it that this guy...
Because the numbers were telling me to.
Yeah, this guy.
Understand?
with known orders to kill John F. Kennedy is somehow sitting 10 feet away from a different president. Maybe Reagan should consider putting some of these bozos in his administration to bed, before something bad happens. Outside of the campaign, we were also treated to a pretty neat ARG called Pawn Takes Pawn, and it's hosted by none other than Joseph Bowman's own son. The entire website is just one big puzzle, so if that's your thing, it is very worth clicking through. You can play things like Zork, a DOS game that you may remember from Black Ops 1's main menu Easter egg. As of the posting of this video, everything has been completed, so the answers are conveniently on the webpage itself. So you can crack all the codes and get all the achievements to claim some in-game goodies for Cold War and Warzone, and Call of Duty Mobile. Or you could just go to this website here, enter in the following code, and claim your items here and now. And to finish this off, hey look, more Warzone. Starting in December, Black Ops Cold War will drop into Warzone with its own new map. At large, it'll remain more or less the same experience with just new weapons along with new vehicles to test things out. Thanks for watching. I will be streaming Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War starting on Saturday, November 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Stream times and days are likely to change, so be sure to follow me on Twitter to stay up to date.